the USB government, members of the USB cabinet had a meeting. They had a very, very important meeting which was held somewhere in the USA, so as to discuss the USB government discuss about Simon's case in Finland and every other thing within. In this video, I shall be giving you clear and distinctive info coming from that meeting, because a lot of vital topics were discussed which you definitely need to see at this particular point in time. In this set video, we also received an article coming from Rio Mok. Rio Mokri has called upon the northern youth and northern Nigeria not to vote for Peter Obi in the next coming elections that will be held in 2027. So why is this man calling on northern youths and individuals in northern Nigeria not to vote for Peter Obi? Well, in this video I'll be disclosing and showcasing every single thing and bit of information you need to see at this particular point in time, because the reason submitted by Reno doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. Meanwhile, we received a notification coming from the government of Turkey. Yes, the government of Turkey has issued a strict warning to Nigeria. They've informed them that an individual and groups of individuals are currently in your geographical settings, which will create a lot of insecurity. Yes, the government of Turkey has warned Nigeria regarding these individuals that entered the country. In this video, I'll be giving you a full and detailed reportage on the identity of these individuals and their missions in Nigeria, so you can be prepared and keep your family and friends secured. While making this video, we stumbled on a particular info coming from the government of an amber state. Charles Solito, the governor, has kickstarted a project that would change the transport system of an Amra state. In this video, I'll be giving you clear and distinctive reportage coming from Anambra State, Nigeria. As we speak, a particular college domiciled in an Amra state has surprised the rest of the world. Years a particular secondary school in an Amra state contested in an international competition, and these guys has surprised a lot of foreigners and individuals. In this video, I'll be giving you full analysis on this particular case, so you can see how great the EU land is. While making this video, we also received a notification coming from Enugu State because a market in that state is currently on fire and we need the Nigerians fire brigade to go to that market right about now. Well, moving on swiftly. While making this video, we received a notification coming from JAM that an individual known as China has smashed all the available records on the JAM database. In this video, I'll be giving you more clarity regarding that particular issue. But then we also have a notification regarding Namek, because on the 18th of July of 2025, this guy is going to appear before the Federal High Court in Abuja. So, what are the preparations, and what are the keynotes that Inamano together with his legal counsel team must meet or prepare? Well, in this video I'll be giving you details regarding how the 18th of July will probably look like, and it's very, very possible that on the 18th of July we'll get a very, very favorable declaration coming from the Federal High Court. In this video I'll be giving you full details regarding that matter. Anyways, with all of that being said, let's kickstart this video with our very first update. As stated previously, Mok has called upon the northern youth to boycott Peter Obi if ever he appears in the ballot in the 2027 presidential elections because of something he did yesterday. So, the question here is, what has Peter Obi done that prompted Rio Moki to ask youth from the northern states to boycott him? Well, take a look at this article coming from Reno, its official Twitter page. It states, "What was so important to Peter Obi that he chose not to turn up at for General Muhammad Buhari's funeral? This was a man who was only yesterday in Oran attending the second annual colloquium of Associate Professor Abdulam Yinka AJ, where he gave a speech asking the North to zone the ADC presidential ticket to the South. Campaigning to be president was so important enough for him to visit our, but the modern-day Akmadello of the North was not important enough for him to visit Dawa. I hope the Not remembers this in 2027 Renault, or MO. So, as you can clearly see, Reno is asking people not to vote for him and asking not to remember that Peter Obi did not show up for the funeral of the late President Muhammad Buhari, and for that particular reason Peter Obi is not worthy to be the president of Nigeria. This doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. Interestingly, before Reno could type all of these things and post it on his Twitter page, got a notification from Peter Obi himself and his team that silenced and mocked Rio. Take a look at this article showing right now on your screen. It states, Perito alongside Senator I meeting up with former SGF boss in the person of Mustafa AGF Malami and other dignitaries at the third day prayer for late President Inda. So as you can see, Pet is Inda as we speak. You're showing right now on your screen is a picture of Pet all be together with the son of Bari in the person of Ayubari. So as you can clearly see, this man is present at the whole funeral ceremony or whatsoever, and the rites. So this particular move made by Peter Obi has shot up Renault in all ramifications. Rio don't have any follow-up statements to make. This man over the past couple of years has used Peter Obi to monetize his Twitter page, and that is why every single day he leaves the affairs of the country. He leaves the affairs of the president and focuses on Peter. Well, kudos to Peter Obi for doing the right thing, because it's still fair for you to go for the funeral rites, attend every meetings and prayers, and meet family members right there. We hope has learned some lessons. You don't just jump into conclusion. You should take your time. First, observe before reacting. And even if Peter Obi never attended the funeral, is it a requirement of becoming the president of Nigeria? Well, that should be a question that Reno must answer by himself. Well, moving on swiftly. Enough of all his political statement and speech. Today being the 16th of July of 2025, Nigerians and Indiebo, we are greeted with a surprising news, and a very exciting one coming from the UK regarding the way and manner a particular secondary school performed excellently in the UK. Well, for understanding, take a look at this article coming from Igbo History and Facts, and this was published 6 hours ago. It states, breaking: Malvine Academy and Amra State has edged its name in gold by winning the UK-organized Global Schools Connect competition for selected schools worldwide. When we saw this particular article, we did not actually believe it, and that is why we had to do some quick fact-checking. Yes, after facting, we saw the same article coming from The Punch, one of the most reputable media outlets in Nigeria, and it states an Amra school wins UK Innovation Global Competition, and the article also went a step further to give us more clarity and a better picture of every single thing we need to know and understand at this particular point in time. It states, Malvine Academy, already known for its deep commitment to global relevance, stole the spotlight ahead of some United Kingdom-based schools and other schools from around the world when it represented Nigeria at the 2025 Global Schools Connect competition, an event held in the UK. The groundbreaking event, held virtually on the 19th of June of 2025, saw spirited participation from top-ranking schools on both sides of the Atlantic, reminding the world that true innovation often rises from the quiet places. Global Schools Connect is a high-profile UK-based program that links schools across the world through collaborative solution-driven project with awards like the Director's Award given to young talent who dared to deliver change. This is a massive one, and this is a good news for Indy and every other individual out there, because as you can clearly see, a secondary school has achieved a great height and fit in the world body. Still talking about schools and achievements. An individual known as Chinedu KKK has done something that have broken jam records. Yes, an Igbo student in Nigeria has done something that will take years and years before anybody can actually attain that same height. Well, for clarity, take a look at this article coming from Igbo History and Fact. It states, Meet Chind. Chinedu Christian Okale, student from Anambra State, has emerged as a top candidate in the 2025 JAM examination with a score of 375, the highest ever recorded in the history of J. Let's retweet to celebrate him. Well, we had to do some research to understand how this guy managed to meet this highest score in J history. Well, Chinedu gave some insight on how he managed to break the JAM record. He claimed that he studied both day and night. He practiced, he used past questions. He learned the CBT program and system over time. And that is how he was able to achieve this great height. But as we speak, even JAM itself are yet to fully understand and grasp how this individual managed to break its high score. We take a look at this article where it states, JAM's registrar raised consent over possible foul play. Notable Chinedu's existing registration as a 2021 UN medical student, a potential identity manipulation regarding state origin. The board suspects he may have used Lagos quota in 2021, then claimed an Ambrain in 2025, raising questions over state abuse. So, as you can see, this is coming from J, where they claim that it is very possible that this guy achieved this high score using backdoors. Yes, that is one good thing about being successful in life. When you achieve greatness, many will feel like you did that through the back door, or you use some spiritual or supernatural powers to do so, and this is the exact case of Chinidu and Jay at this particular point in time. Anyways, moving on swiftly, we have an interesting one coming from the country of Turkey. As we speak, the government of Turkey has informed Nigerian's government that we've noticed that some individuals have entered your country. Some individuals who will cause mayhem, who will cause insecurities are currently in your country, and you guys need to sit up and keep an eye on your brothers. Well, for clarity, take a look at this article coming from Daily Watch. It states Turkey wants Nigeria of this particular group FTOS their presence in education and healthcare sector. The article also gave us clarity, where it states the Turkish government has raised concerns about the presence of a particular group, the Fethullah organization, known as the FEET, operating in Nigeria and other countries. Mehmet Pori, Turkey's ambassador-designate to Nigeria, disclosed this on Tuesday night during a Democracy and National Unity Day dinner hosted by the Turkish Embassy in Abuja, Nigeria. The day commemorates the July 5th of 2016 failed coup attempt in Turkey, which the Turkish government attributes to FET, a group linked to the late Islamic cleric Fethullah Gulen. So as you can clearly see, in Nigeria as a country we have a lot of problems, and now I think we have a brand new one. We have problems of insecurity, poor infrastructure, lack of basic social amenities, no electricity, poor medical facilities, and so on and so forth. And now we have been blessed with a brand new one, finish. So, as you can see, the Turkish government has informed the Nigerian government that, we've noticed that people are coming to your country, they're trooping into your country, and you guys need to sit up and make sure you keep an eye, you make sure you follow their tracks and stop them before they unleash. But as we speak, the government of Nigeria yet to respond, directs to give a formal press briefing regarding this particular matter or even respond to this assertion coming from the Turkish government. We don't even know why it's taking so long. We don't even know why these guys don't want to address us. We don't even know why they allowed or why the borders are so porous. But one thing we know is that we have a brand new problem in the country, which we all have to deal with collectively. Yes. Still talking about problems on Friday this week being the 18th of July of 2025. It feels like the problems that have been mounted on will come to an end. Yes. Just so you know, this guy is going to face the Federal High Court on the 18th of this month. And as we speak, there are some steps and there are some things that will unfold and play out on that particular day. Well, let me show you some insight. Showing right now on your screen is an article. It states what to expect on the 18th of July of 2025. Submission adoption. The hearing will center on whether the judge accepts the written or no case submission from KU's legal team. So on the 18th, we're going to know if the judge is going to accept the no case submission that will be coming from Kano's legal counsel. After that, there will be a potential oral argument. The courts may allow or even require oral presentations from the defense and prosecution, and what we follow suit is very interesting. Next steps. If the no-case submission is dismissed, the trial may proceed with defense case. But if accepted, charges could be dropped or the government may revise its approach. So, as you can clearly see, the case of Inamano is coming to an end slowly, but surely. On the 18th will be a major day. On the 18th, we definitely know how this case will probably end. On the 18th, we're going to give you videos and updates as it all unfolds. So, we advise you to subscribe to this channel and turn on post notifications if you don't want to miss out on every single update that will be coming on the 18th of July of 2025. Yes, moving on swiftly, we also have other interesting news and updates to share with you in this particular video briefing. As we speak, a popular market in Enugu State, Nigeria is currently on fire. Yes, a popular market in that part of the state is on fire, and we urge the Enugu State government to do something about it. Well, showing right now on your screen is an article stating breaking commodity markets on fire. The popular market in Nsukka is currently engulfed in flames. Traders and residents are calling on the Enugu State Fire Service to respond swiftly before more goods and structures are lost. We urge all authorities and the government to come to their aid, and this happened today being the 16th of July of 2025. Moving on swiftly, let's go to the main event of today's video briefing. Yes, the USB cabinet held a meeting in the USA, an undisclosed meeting in the USA, and a lot of conversations were had. And the name of Simon's name popped off series of time. Well, for clarity, take a look at this publication or article showing right now on your screen, and this is coming from the USB official Twitter page, and showing right now on your screen is a picture from that official meeting. In this meeting, conversations we had, and the name of Simon popped up a couple of times. Yes, as we speak, the government of the USB are looking for ways and method to involve the international body, international words into the case of Simon. They are trying to draw more attention to Simon's case and possibly make sure Finland are being pressurized in a good way to follow human rights principles and to respect the fundamentals of Simon. This meeting was a very, very lengthy one in nature. And in this said meeting, they're also calling for the unconditional release of the two other individuals who arrested alongside Simon on the 24th of October of 2024. Yes. Other conversations were also had, other topics were also discussed. So, for clarity, let's take a look at other conversations held in this meeting. Showing right now on your screen is this tweet where it states summary of the USB government cabinet meeting. The cabinet of the USB convened last night to deliberate on matters concerning the nation's territorial integrity. The Deputy Prime Minister Abuzi addressed the cabinet highlighting the significant progress made by our defense forces. She commended the positive impact of the decentralized military structure, noting how it has empowered individual states to take responsibility for defending their territories in close coordination with state governors and defense commanders. Well, this whole write-up, it's quite lengthy, and we can't read all of these things for you, so that we don't bore you. Well, but you can pause this particular part of the video and read up and see things for yourself gradually as it unfolds. So, as you can see, a lot of steps will be taken in the next couple of days. The USB cabinet has woken up from their slumber, and the meeting was held yesterday. Simon's name was mentioned, and the USB wants to involve the rest of the world in this case. They want to involve and invite world governing powers into this trial. This will be a massive one for Simon and other individuals who are arrested alongside. Well, kudos to the government for putting up this meeting in a short notice, and kudos to every other individual out there. Well, moving on swiftly, let's take a look at our last update. An individual attended the burial of Bari yesterday, and he has informed Peter Obi not to contest in the next presidential elections under the ADC, because what he saw in that burial ceremony will definitely blow your mind. Well, for context, sharing right now on your screen is a statement coming from an individual, an undisclosed individual, where he states, "With what I saw yesterday in Casina when Atiko attended Bor's burial, that man does not look like who we stepped down for Obi, or, as I see crowd chanting CR2 in the company of AI and Tambo, and the ADC chief walking alongside Art at how Abawin gets that ADC ticket banished 2027 bid is almost gone." My humble conclusion is for Obi to lobby for the ADC vice presidential ticket and run with article as simple as ABC making no listen to any motivational speaker to be number 2 man for Nigeria, no bite even good luck step down from his role as governor's Bisa to accept VP ticket. So be half-bred is better than none, and this is an individual who claimed they attended the burial of the late president yesterday, advising Peter not to contest in the next presidential elections under the ADC, because he will stand no chance. Moving on swiftly as it stands, the Finnish police came out to give some revelations regarding the case of Simon and how he was briefly informed back in 2023 that he will be arrested this year. Yes, in a video published around 3 p.m. today, we made a video to disclose every single thing coming from the Finnish police and every single thing they had to say.